Hello, welcome again to Time with Tolu Fitiri. Today, I'm so excited to be here on your screens. Yes, thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you for the feedbacks and the comments. Thank you for the followership on YouTube, on my channel. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless you. We're going to continue to work harder together to make our nation great and come out of the rut we find ourselves in our education sectors and in all the sectors as a whole. I am a firm believer that the way forward is by changing our educational system. The way forward is by bringing out new ways and things to be done, the right ways, and then everyone being on board. Thank you so much. Today I want to talk about our classroom again, and our teachers and our schools, what we can do to bring about a change. The common thing we know, we all grew up with is a teacher comes into the classroom, tells us the topic for the day, discuss about the topic a little bit, ask one or two questions, permit one or two questions to be asked by the student, and then copies notes on the board. And after the notes, the teacher stays aside or wait a little bit and give them classwork or homework, and that's the end of the lesson. Quite easy and straightforward, but the question is, how engaging has that class been for those learners? What skills have they developed right there during this time? Were they allowed to think? Were they allowed to problem solve? Were they allowed to discuss? All these are the things we need to start putting into our classroom. Children must be allowed to think. If you don't allow them to think now, when they graduate, they won't be able to think for themselves. They won't be able to invent anything. They won't be able to start anything because you have been thinking for them all these years. Now, they want someone to also play that role all over again. Meanwhile, there's nobody out there. So we need to start preparing them for that future, for that time when they will be alone and they have to engage their thinking skills and their thinking faculties. So today I just want us to know that this act of copying notes needs to be taken away from our classroom. Why is there a need for children to copy notes? Some people will say yes, it helps them to practice their penmanship. They learn to have strong, muscles. Yes, it helps them to write neatly. In this day and time, when books as we know it is going into extinct, all we have right now are e-books. They are more popular than print books. So the act of teaching children how to write, I'm not saying you should throw it away, but it's really becoming no longer necessary. And that time the children are using to write those notes and the time you are using to copy on the board, you can use it to do more meaningful learning. Why do we have textbooks for children? Why do we tell parents to buy textbooks? Why do we tell parents to pay such huge amounts for our textbooks if what is inside them is not enough to teach these children whatever topic you want to teach them? In my humble opinion, I think go to your textbook for that topic. Talk about it, engage the children, let them read it out and explain in their own words what meaning it has. Have an activity for the class. Let these be the things you are going to be doing in the classroom. Discussing, not copying notes. What most schools are doing now, they will print out these things from the internet, some from the textbook, or from the internet, or wherever what they have they want to use, and put it in the child's book, or give it to the child to take home in a file neatly arranged. So when the child wants to refer back to the facts or to the lesson, the child take those notes, not the ones that he will copy over and over in his classroom, and then leaving you no time to discuss, leaving you no time for activity. Whenever I say hands-on learning, what teachers ask me is, or school owners is, what time do we have to do all this? There is time, it's just that we have not used the time rightly. There is time. The time in your classroom when you are teaching should not be for copying notes, please. If you want them to have good penmanship, you can have a writing class separately. I know of schools that do not copy notes from the class, from the board or anything, but the children have good handwriting. So it's not about copying notes that makes them have good handwriting. Please, it's a waste of time and energy, and a waste of the learner's ability. They can learn more at that 45 minutes than you are allowing them to learn. Exams should not be about when they go and cram your notes that you have given them. Exams should be about them reflecting and thinking back and being able to use what they have gained in your classrooms. Yes, they should read, they should have reading culture, but not reading culture that ends up in just cramming and giving you the facts and the exam, and off it goes off from their memory. They cannot use it to get anything. They cannot think about it in terms of what is happening around them. Yes, I have come again to come and rant about this, but it is really, really important. School owners, get rid of copying notes from the board. Let your teachers use their textbooks for discussion in the classroom, and let them refer to the textbook for tests and exams. Yes, so note copying should be taken out of our classroom. I strongly believe that when you take these things out that I am talking about, you have better learners, you have better learning experiences, and you will make lifelong learners. Another thing I think you should take away from your classroom is the act of writing exams and tests and using it to judge a child's intelligence or brilliancy. I'm not saying you should not assess your children, but assessment is an ongoing activity, a daily activity that the teacher must carry out. A child is not assessed because he wrote exam at the end of the term and he failed, and you say that child has been assessed and he failed. No, that is wrong. Your assessment should be during your classroom teaching, during when you are teaching in the classroom. That is when you carry out the real assessment. Is the child learning? As the child learns, will the child be able to learn another way? That is the real assessment. Saying that your assessment is the exam at the end of the term or at the end of the year, it's really, really something that we need to, take out of our system. In the practice that I belong to, they do not assess children based on exams and tests. And yet, the children are high flyers. They know their facts, they can use their facts and use it to make things and use it to, engage their world. So today, I've been able to talk about note copying and examinations and tests. These are things that I think we need to do away with if we want to have a standard school or a standard learning system. Even abroad, people are agitating for taking away standardized test, because if you really look into it, it is meaningless. It has no good output. It has no good output. Please think on this. I'll put more links for you to study in the description box, and see research that has gone on about these things and what you can do differently. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and please click on the notification box so that you can get more notification from me when I drop new videos. Thank you so much. Bye.